I mean, because you know you regurgitating exactly what the system wants you to regurgitate. You do know that, right? This is for all the black men in the comments, to my text post, and to my video talking about black men bashing black women. And I'm specifically talking about modern day simp culture. So if the shoe doesn't fit, I don't even know what you're doing. First off, I'm a feminist. Yeah, that's that's comical if you really knew me. Who? Where did you get that from? I'm confused. And then a lot of the men want to say that the black women chose the system over the black man, but you just refuse to acknowledge the biological functioning of a woman to preserve and protect the children over the man. You refuse to look at that. And you make it seem as if she chose the system where she chose the system and benefited how? What mansion is she living in? What luxury is she living in because of the system? You do know that the system engineered poverty. You do know that, right? Or you gonna keep blaming, you gonna keep doing this to the black woman. You gonna keep doing this. And you don't think that that was a narrative fed to you on a platter, fed to you, specifically to you, so that you could not adore your own woman? Because what does that interfere with? That interferes with mating. I'm just saying. Not only does it affect mating, but it leaves the black woman unprotected. And when the black woman is unprotected, who else is unprotected? Yeah, the children. It leaves our children unprotected. That was the plan all along, to destabilize the whole entire family. It wasn't just an attack on the man. It wasn't just an attack on the woman. It was an attack on the entire family unit, on our legacy, on our children. And not only interferes with mating, but it interferes with pride in our identity, who we are. It interferes with even having a strong foundational culture by which we live and thrive by. And for all the black men who want to say, oh, how you black women talked about us in the 90s on the talk shows. What black women do you know who own TV networks? I'll wait. You're going to be waiting for a long time. What black women do you know who own TV networks? It's in the 90s? Not the black women that were on SNAP benefits or housing assistance or whatever type of assistance. Not those black women. They weren't in charge of what was aired on these television shows in the 90s. So why are you holding her responsible for the narrative that was put out there on networks that she didn't own? And if there were anyone, y'all do know that all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Y'all do know that, right? All skin folk ain't kinfolk. I'm trying to tell you. And I need you to let your guards down with this message. I need you to let your guards down with this message. You've been fed a narrative. It's not even your own thoughts. It's not. You've been fed something to engineer a certain outcome. Just gonna say it like that. Because what you're saying doesn't even acknowledge what God said. Because God told the woman to protect the children. The system knows that, but you refuse to acknowledge that. Let that marinate. You're refusing to acknowledge what God said. Biological functioning of a woman. Biological functioning of a man. If a man knows that he can't provide for his family, he'd rather abandon ship. They knew that. The system knows that. Because I'm so tired of this. Who is they? Let's stop the BS. The system knows that. The system knows the biological functioning of men. They know the functioning of the man in the home. How about them apples? They know the biological and the role of the woman in the home. Why she's so important. Why the man is so important. Why the relationship between the man and the woman is so important. We're so afraid to talk about everybody is this hero when you're a single father, or when you're a single, well, you're not really a hero as a single mom. Eventually you become one, but not right away. Society loves to bash single women, single mothers, especially single black mothers. Back to my point. We bash the men in the 90s on these TV shows, on the TV talk shows. But we didn't own any of those talk shows we were on. And the black women who were excelling at that time, they weren't serving the black women to a point where it was helping to serve our community as a whole. There was always some plan in place to take us apart from one another. That the attack on the black man to get him out of the home, to get him to the point where he doesn't care about his home because he doesn't even understand what his position is. His position is to give the home structure. It's for the children to know who they are when they go out into the world with confidence and with boundaries so that they're protected. The men protect so that they teach the children how to protect. Especially our girls. But then we have the nerve to sit up here and talk to black women as if they weren't the same black girls that grew up in homes without fathers. Of course she's going to be a young mother. She didn't have anyone around her to validate her womanhood without wanting her body, wanting to violate her body. What this magical light is supposed to turn on when you turn 18, when you turn 21, when you turn 25, when you turn whatever age this magical light is supposed to turn on, and you're supposed to know how to live life as an adult without making any mistakes. When sex is a biological function, we forget that part as well. It's a biological function. Stop shaming people for sex. Yes, especially black girls who grew up in homes where they were molested, where their bodies were taken advantage of. Oh, let's not even talk about the part where we sweep this under the rug. Black boys who were violated sexually, whose bodies were violated. We don't talk about that. They don't even have statistical information about that because we don't want to talk about that. And you want to wonder why the black men are really angry. There's a lot. I totally understand why black men are angry. So I don't understand the comments about, oh, feminist, ridiculous. That has nothing to do with it. Unprocessed emotion, anger, grief. But I want to go back to the narratives that we keep regurgitating, that the black men in particular keep regurgitating. Oh, and that we sided with white feminism. What good did that do for us if we did that? I mean, of course, we want to be independent. We want, outside of the genders that we're assigned at birth, right? We're human. Every human being, when you grow up, you want independence. You want a certain agency over your life because God gave you that. You have agency over your life regardless of what gender you are. So why are you faulting someone for wanting to be independent, wanting to do their own thing? That doesn't mean that the black woman doesn't want to be with you. That means she wants things that make her joyful. What is wrong with that? I mean, it's gotten to the point where when black women choose things that make them joyful or happy, it's skewed in a way where, oh, that's disgusting. There's something wrong with that. They've just programmed us with these narratives that the black woman took the black man out of the home. So black men are so angry to the point where they turn their backs on us. Because men, by nature, they don't tolerate betrayal. They know that. Biologically. Yeah, they know that. This is why knowledge is so important. The mind is everything. Knowledge. Our people perish because of lack of knowledge, right?